Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of High School Sports here on your High School Sports Leader, Oregon Sports Beat. Tonight from Delta Park, it's boys lacrosse. The action tonight between the Central Catholic Rams and the Wilson Trojans. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Hall. I'll be doing the play-by-play. Working with me, my broadcast partner on lacrosse, Steve Roberts. Also tonight, we have a treat. We have Scott Henderson back with us, and Scott sat in with a couple of games earlier this year. He is our resident expert, especially on all the technical aspects of the game. Plus, he has a son playing defense for Central Catholic, right?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
We'll have some fun tonight. We're definitely in Oregon because it's raining. It's bringing it down.
Now, the Wilson people told me they're 7-3, and I think Central Catholic is very close to that because I think the fight is on for second place in the league, and I think Lincoln, Wilson, and Central Catholic are all in the battle for those spots at the top.
Yeah, we're gonna be playing OES and Lincoln next week, so that's gonna really tell us where we're at and where we need to be.
Well, we played OES last week. I did that game, and it was 16-4. So you have to make some changes between now and then.
Definitely.
All right, Steve, back for another night. We were here last night to do the girls. Tonight, the boys.
Yeah, a little bit wetter. The field's a little bit wetter tonight, but the boys should have a good time out there. It's a good temperature. I don't think it's quite as cool as it was last night. The rain is keeping it a little bit warmer. So,
how does the rain affect the fields?
It actually more affects the passing. Ground balls can be a little bit stickier, and it can affect the passing. It might stick a little bit more in the net. It might not come out. That's going to be more of the passing. You're going to see a little bit more sloppy on the passing. But at least we're on a turf field, not on a grass field.
You know, over the last maybe 2 weeks or so, I've come to really appreciate how much winning faceoffs has to do with this game. I've saw 2 games now where one team completely controlled the faceoffs and both teams won in a rout.
Faceoffs is possession. You want the ball. You want the ball on offense. You can only score when you're on offense. You got to have the ball. And winning faceoffs, they keep faceoff wins over there in the book. As well, making sure they know who they won, who gets the ground balls. So ground balls is also a statistic that they keep as well.
All right, we're just about ready for the start of this match. Again, we're across from the scorer's table. We do not see a clock, though, so we won't be able to give you the exact running time. This is 4 15-minute quarters.
4 15-minute quarters.
Okay.
Or they're 12. Are they 12 or are they 15?
I thought they were 15, but I could be wrong. Maybe they are 12.
Well, and I'm looking at number 12 over there for us. I wasn't sure if he's playing. Marcus is a midi for us, and I'm not sure if he's actually out there. He's not getting the warm-ups and the reps in. No, the last game he played in, he sat as well. I'm not sure if he's got an injury he's working on or what there.
All right, both teams have been out warming up. Right behind us going on right now is the Grant Oregon Episcopal game.
Yeah, right now it's the JV game that's going on there, and as soon as that one gets done, I think they're going to be starting at 8 o'clock for the Grant OES game. That should be a real good game.
Were you at the OES game last week, Central Catholic and OES?
We haven't played them yet. We're going to play them next week.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was Sherwood last week.
Yep, we're going to play them. We're going to play them next week. We got Lincoln and OES next week. OES on Tuesday.
Well, Sherwood came in last week to OES. Sherwood with a pretty big reputation coming in, and they lost 16-4.
Yeah, OES is well coached. Scully there has got them coached really well. He's been doing it. He's also the athletic director there at OES, and he just loves lacrosse. He actually was a coach for my son in summer ball as well, and coached my son for a season in summer ball. So he definitely knows his X's and O's. He gets his team fired up and ready to go. It'll be interesting to watch that game behind us.
yeah, they had a very impressive goalie, too, also there. Handled that goal very well, a lot of saves.
Can you see the net okay down here, Steve?
It depends on how many umbrellas get in my way. You know, I'll move around a bit to see if I could spy it every now and then.
Well, I see 2 referees out there. I'm hoping a third one does show up.
Now, one of the things the refs do before the game is check everybody's stick. And what's the point of that?
So they're checking the stick to make sure that then they check, some of them, they check their cleats as well. They're checking their helmets, making sure they all have mouthpieces as well, because it is a technical foul if you don't have your mouthpiece in. But they are looking at their sticks just briefly. And then at quarters or timeouts, they might grab a stick as well. And they're looking to make sure the ball can't be held in the netting too deep, because that gives you too much of an advantage. If you're able to have that ball held in the deep, you can get a nice whip on it.
For example, last night I noticed the girls, they don't have that netting in there, and when they run, they have to kind of jiggle the ball to make sure it stays.
They've got a cradle. We call that cradling. They've got to cradle it, and they got to move that stick really quick. The boys do that as well. The boys get hit with the stick. The defense get to hit them and try to knock that ball out, and the girls, you got to kind of hope that they drop that ball out of their netting.
What are the most common penalties in lacrosse?
There's a bunch of them. Offsides happens a lot depending on which way it is. Slashing will happen as well. That's when you hit the helmet with your stick. Player safety, you want to make sure that the kids are safe, and you're trying to hit the stick every time as much as possible. Excessive hitting, where you're not actually hitting the stick and you're just hitting the player instead. These guys don't have a lot of padding. They got a chest protector, make sure they don't get hit in the chest, and then they've also got gloves as well, because they'll get hit a lot around their gloves. So those gloves are pretty thick and pretty heavy duty there.
All right, the goalie for Wilson is number 15, Jesse Broderick. Who will be in goal tonight for the Rams?
So we've been splitting our goalies up, and Mark has been taking the second half, and Dylan's been taking the first half. Dylan's been they're very good. They're both exceptional goalies. And right now we ride Dylan in the first half. We've got Mark in the second half.
All right, those players are Mark Miranda and Dylan Gabriel.
Yep. And they both, like I said, they both have different unique aspects that they can bring to the game. All right, they're all shaking hands and looking like we're going to get ready for a face-off here soon. Usually we've got Ryan Oriucci that's going to be in the face-off for us. And he's been doing fairly well at the face-off for us. And then Eric Pence is out there, as well as Joseph Henderson, Caesar, and I'm not sure who the other one is out there for defense. I can see number 1 and number 17. Should be might be number 8, number 21. 18, Kai Henderson usually gets some starts as well. I'm not sure. I know he sat out the last game as well with a small ankle injury, so hopefully that gets fixed.
There's the first face-off, and it's loose on the ground. Fight for that and picked up. Wilson will be moving from our right to our left. Central Catholic from our left to our right. Did I get that wrong?
Just exactly opposite of that. We're Central Catholic is going to go right to left here.
All right.
And hopefully we stay on the left side of the field this entire quarter. That'd work for me.
Right. Central Catholic moving from our right to our left. It's okay. I did a baseball game recently and called a right-handed batter a left-handed batter. Rams with the ball.
We got Eric Pence has got it right now. The ball came back down.
Rams pick it back up.
Bobby Burgess has got it.
Burgess is somebody that likes to run the offense.
He's definitely one that they run the offense through. Him and Eric Pence have done extremely well with that. Ryan Dooney as well is one that does very well at the offense. He's been coming into his own lately.
In case you didn't catch our game last night, we let you know that Ella Burgess, who was hurt in that game, I talked to her mother, and she said that she has a sprained ankle, so it's not serious. She was carried off the field, but she'll be okay. Last night's game, it was won by the Wilson girls, 16-7. Wilson with the ball.
So you're going to hear some other whistles in the background here. It might not be for our field, but we do have a game going on behind us. Grant versus OES is going on behind us here.
So a lot to play behind the goal right now.
They're matched up pretty well. We play a man, and then we do a lot of sliding if that man gets beat, and then we do a nice rotation for our defense. It's been working really well for the Rams lately. If we can get started quick, it should be a good game for us. We're usually playing from behind a lot as well, so that's hurt us. We always have a slow start.
Most teams like to.
It's a go right there.
Yeah, that was number 23 for Wilson.
All right, that's number 23 for Wilson, and that is, let me get that for you. That is Tyler Coleman with the goal.
Yeah, it's a little wet out here, so having our paperwork all nice and neat is tough to have.
It's out of the question.
It's a nice shot by him. It looked like he kind of brought the stick across his body and almost whipped it with his backhand there.
Yeah, that was a nice left shot. I don't know if he's a lefty or not, but that's usually a harder shot to take.
All right, we're just underway. Wilson leads 1-0. Here's our face-off. The goal by Tyler Coleman. There's why the boys' game is different than the girls, all that contact.
Yeah, we would have saw a frozen field there for a second in the girls' game.
Ryan Oriuchi's coming off, and Burgess going back on.
Nice pass, yes. Number 15, I believe, scored that.
That's a goal for the Rams.
Number 15.
And that is Elliot DeFrancesco.
Oh, yeah, Elliot. He came up and played a little bit last year on varsity, and I keep forgetting his number there. But, yeah, Elliot's been a great attackman for us this year. We've had to move some of our attackmen to more midi because we have a pretty small bench, considering we only have like 6 or 7 on the sidelines. And if you look at Wilson, they've got about 15 to 20 on the sidelines. So they've got a few more varsity players than we do for Central, which means less subs and less activity for us.
All right, we're just underway, and we already have a goal for each team.
Well, ball's up. They can't see it. Go get it, Ryan.
Picked up by Wilson. Here come the Trojans forward.
Yeah, Wilson will play behind the net. They like playing behind the net and then looking inside.
And they've got yellow. You hear them yell, yellow, 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 and they're trying to get their subs in, get the right personnel on the floor, on the field. On the floor. I coach basketball as well, so there's a lot of similarities between basketball and lacrosse. A lot of screens, a lot of picks.
Exactly.
Cutters and
a lot of cutters. And you want to put the ball in the net. Now Caesar is number 1 there. He's our feisty guy. He gets going after it and really takes care of business there with Wilson's guy there.
All right, Rams have the ball. Cross-field pass.
so they get the ball up.
Number 36 for the Rams. Looks like a football player. Is he a football player?
36. He does play football. He's, I believe he's either on offensive line or defensive line for the Rams as well.
That's your goalie.
That's our goalie.
Now, I noticed when the Rams set up here, they look like they're posting up players on the inside there. Is that what you would call it, post-up player?
You know, you put them right in front of the net.
Yeah.
Is one of the things that they try to look at, and then run screens off those guys in the middle.
Ah, okay. All right.
Good job, Pence. Eric Pence snaking that one back to keep it on our side of the field.
Rams with the ball. Move forward. And there's a pass across the net. That may go out of bounds. No, it's saved. And loose. There's a whistle.
So it's out of bounds, white ball.
Okay.
Green touched it last.
The blue lines there are the out of bounds lines.
Have all the blue lines. You'll see the one all the way around the field. You'll see one around the net, the circle around the net. That's also known as the crease.
And that's a 9-foot radius on the crease.
And then you'll see the inner box there as well. And he
Nice
shot.
underhand shot. Nice underhand
Ronan
shot.
Dooney, that's nice. Perfect. I love it. 2-1 Central Catholic on Dooney's score there.
All right, that was Ronan Dooney with the goal. Puts the Rams ahead 2-1.
It looks like we've got Ryan Oriucci out there as well. And who's number 26 for them? And I apologize, I don't know. Know their roster is good.
Number 26 is
Simon Hatz.
Simon Hatz.
All right, looks like he's out there facing off. Face-off again is the biggest thing in the game, all about possession.
They've been scrambling so far this game. It hasn't been a clear take by any team, but they've been scrambling a lot for that.
Here's the face-off. Ball down on the ground, kicked out, and Trojans come up with it, now lost, picked up by the Rams.
Gritzmacher, who's coming into his own here as well, doing a real good job for the Rams.
A couple of substitutes check in.
He's good for 2 or 3 goals a game as well lately. He did a lot of face-off last year and the year before. As a freshman, he came up and helped varsity out from time to time. Got some varsity minutes, and then last year did a lot in attack as well. Did some face-offs. This year we've left it to mostly Ryan Oriucci for the face-off duties.
Oriucci, kind of
He's
a
a senior.
short, stocky guy with a low center of gravity, so he can get down and get the ball.
And those legs move quick. He's very fast too, very
Nice pass
deceptively
inside
fast.
there. Oh,
So you want to watch number 3. If you've got number 3 out there, he's going to turn and find a quick pass. And
Number 3 is Dooney, who scored that goal. There's the ball loose on the ground, scooped up. Rams have it.
oh, he split the D. Nice. Get a touch, get a touch. There it is. There's the touch. Good. What I mean by that is you got to get a touch on that inner circle after they take possession of the ball again. They've got 20 seconds to do that on from this side of the half-court line.
The Rams able to do that. Rams with the ball, dropped. Picked back up. Rams still have it.
That's called a nice box out, Eric.
Number 5, Eric Pence with the ball.
Oh, here's a shot.
There's a
Nope.
shot blocked by the goalie. It was wide left anyway. Behind the net, Rams.
Bobby's going to get a nice running start here.
Bobby Burgess works inside. There's a shot.
very high.
Got a nice windup on that and fired it. It went past the net though.
Which can be a good thing. If the ball goes into the ground too often, the goalie might get a stop and then they'll get possession of it. If it shoots high and the goalie doesn't stop it, usually we've got somebody on the back, and if you shoot and it goes out of bounds, you get to keep the ball.
That's why teams like to keep somebody back behind the net in case it goes out of bounds.
Yep, so the closest one to the end line when the ball goes out of bounds, if it's a shot, they get to keep possession of the ball.
And if it's not a shot, then it's last touch.
Then if it's not a shot, it's last touch. Correct.
Rams still fighting for the ball. They're doing a good job on these fights for the ball on the ground. But this one, it was picked up by Wilson, now dropped again.
Oh,
some big collisions.
It's definitely a contact sport.
Now, I see them using their sticks. Can they use their feet also on the ball?
They can kick the ball.
We're in the first quarter. Rams lead 2-1.
Kind of like in hockey, you'll see him kick the ball from time to time. I keep hearing that whistle behind us, thinking that they're stopping the game on our side.
Well, that raises the question. You can kick the ball. Can you hit it with your hand?
No, not really. And actually, I don't know. But you can't use an open hand and drop it like you can in hockey.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that, because you never see him do it. They've always got 2 hands on the stick.
Wilson behind the net. They come forward. Little spin move, not able to get anything. There's a shot.
It's through. A little bit wide.
It was wide left.
Dylan had that one knocked down there, ready to save it.
That's the goalie, Dylan Gabriel, number 31 there. Actually, I think wearing 36.
And Marcus Mildenberger on D right there. Not too many people get past Marcus. normally when Kai and Joe are out there, we've got the Henderson wall, we like to call it, where they're not able to get there. And then Caesar's the one that snakes that ball up and usually ends up going across midfield with it as well. But we've just got Joe tonight. Kai might still be hurt tonight.
All right, Kai Henderson is number 18, and Scott said not playing tonight, but Joe Henderson, his son, number 17, a defenseman. You can see him there in front of the net.
Eric's on the guarding the ball there on that last one there for a second. You know, it's real fun. Eric Pence, his dad, is actually in Shanghai, China, watching this game right now.
Nice.
He's there for the week, and he usually does the book for us, the scorekeeping and all of that as well. But he's actually watching the game tonight. He goes, "This would be a good week to go, so I could watch him play and not miss a game."
In China.
There's a nice look inside, but he didn't handle it.
Here come the Rams.
Oh, we got a little fast break, a little 4-on-3.
Oh. And Trojans come down with it. There's a pass to the goalie. Goalie has the ball in front of the net. That's Jesse Broderick, the goalie. Wilson over midfield. Behind the net. And there's a whistle.
That's on the back side of us still. I know, it sounds deceiving here.
Ah, okay.
Good save there.
Yeah, the little sloppy on the passes to start with on both teams.
There it is, a feed inside.
That was a nice pass.
And there's a
nice
goal.
pass.
That goal scored by number, did you see, Steve?
I think he's one of the players going off right now, but I can't say for sure.
You know, that was such a quick pass and shot, and there was a cluster of
Yeah.
Central players in the
Yeah.
middle of that. I didn't actually get to see who scored that.
Yeah, I saw the pass come, and I saw him there, but I wasn't able to read his number quick enough. It was a nice play, though. Lots of passing around, and he found a nice lane right there where he could get a good shot off.
All right.
Very close to the net.
2-2 now. Wilson got the first goal, Central Catholic then 2 goals, and Wilson just scored
So
there.
we just had a new face-off person. Number 14 was doing our face-off.
All right, let's see, number 14 on that face-off that
Oh,
time.
Tavish. Yeah, Tavish has done some for us, and he's actually,
That
Yes,
must be the quarter.
that was quarter, right as Tavish was on a fast break for him.
That's
So yeah, Tavish has done some face-offs for us. Give Ryan a quick break as well.
Tavis Chandler on that face-off. 2-2 our score. We're at the end of the first quarter.
See, now if you look at the refs right now, they're checking the sticks. They've got a ball. They put the ball in there, make sure the ball doesn't get stuck in there, and they're looking at the level of the ball to make sure that they can still see the top of the ball when they have it level with their eyes.
Can you change sticks during the game?
It's a penalty, and they have to fix their stick or have another stick, but it would be a penalty if they had an illegal stick. And then they'll just put it down on the ground right outside their huddle.
Well, there's not been many penalties in this game so far. I'm trying to think.
No penalties.
I don't recall
I
any.
haven't heard any whistles, yeah.
Yep. They've only got two referees tonight. We normally see 3. Where one's always at the goal on either side, and one's usually in the middle of the field as well. We don't have 3. We only got 2.
Are there Are there enough referees around?
You know, enough good ones. There's always, we can get into that and have a whole story on that if you want.
Yeah. If I had to add up the number of great referees I've seen in my lifetime, we might not have to use many of my fingers.
They are all gods on the field.
Hey, every time they blow their whistle, there was a foul, right?
That's right.
If they didn't blow their whistle, it wasn't a foul.
Right, we're here at Delta Park. This is boys lacrosse, Central Catholic and Wilson, 2 teams near the top in in lacrosse action. Our score is 2-2. I'm Dave Hall, along with Steve Roberts, Scott Henderson. Scott, we appreciate your expertise. I can't tell you how much, especially on your knowledge on penalties and fouls and those things.
Hey, we'll try. I fake it till I fake it pretty good.
I think it stopped raining. It's not drizzling at all now, I think.
No, it looks like we're okay. You know, it's getting a little warm out here even with this.
Now teams change direction every quarter.
Every quarter they'll change direction, so the goalies do change sides.
So now the Rams will be moving from our right to our left, and Wilson from our left to our right.
You know, I'm not seeing Tony Moran. He's usually our LSM as well out there, and I haven't seen him all night, so he could be out as well, number 8.
You have the long stick player right there.
Yep, that's our defense.
Oh.
We got number 21, Nolan Kriska, Joe Henderson, and Cesar Rojas. But yeah, Tony's not out there tonight. They're all fighting for that ball to get possession.
You gotta have a great defense, but you're gonna have to score at least one goal.
You got to get the ball in the back of the net. They didn't failure to advance, so they had 20 seconds to get it across midfield. They failed to do that, so it's the other team's ball. Got to get it past midfield in 20 seconds and then get a touch in the square in the next 10 seconds, or it's a turnover. Kind of like in basketball, you got 10 seconds to get across mid-court.
And then that second one is kind of penetrating enough to get close enough to the net there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so not having Tony is, that's not a good one for us. Not sure why he's not playing tonight.
There's
I wish
a nice
I knew.
little screen there, and
Trojans pick up the ball.
nice shot.
There's
Speed
a
in the
pass
middle, yeah.
Oh,
Block,
nice
nice save.
Go get it, Joe.
Great save that time by Dylan Gabriel on a shot right in front.
Good reflexes there.
Rams pick up the ball behind the net. Trojans now with the ball. Two to two our score here in the second quarter.
Look around and
Pass out on the top.
he's looking for a player there.
Yeah, they got a lot of standing going on Wilson's side for the most part. Usually you'll see him whip the ball around, but I'm not seeing that.
Oh.
Well, with that, Wilson scores.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, he
Hustle
picked up the ball and kind of caught him flat-footed when that ball was loose there for a bit, but he turned and shot very quickly.
Did you see who was the shooter that time?
I thought it was number 23.
Okay.
Unless they have a 3 out there as well. It was 23 or 3.
Okay, 23 is Tyler Coleman, who scored the first goal of the game. 3 is Finn Kelly. I think it was 23 too, but I wasn't sure. We'll give Coleman credit and follow up on that.
Yeah, we're having to stand on the other side of this fence. We got to peer through the wire fence here.
And we got a big umbrella just got in front of us here now.
Now the
So Trojans take the lead at 3-2.
Okay. Central Catholic controls the face-off there.
Eric Pence with it. His dad happy he's got it. Watching from Shanghai. I don't know what time it is there, but I'm gonna have to check before we get here.
I noticed Oriuchi ran off the field after the face-off. They
I think
replaced him.
It's early
Is that
morning.
common?
Early morning, that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Wonder if he's actually working or, oh, Dooney? Yes.
Nice shot.
Tied it right back up,
Yeah.
3-3.
I think that was number 3 that
Yep,
scored that.
that was Ronan.
And that's his second goal of the game. We're tied up now at 3-3.
It looked like they caught Wilson a little bit flat-footed there, got that ball inside very quick, and he turned and shot.
You got that big umbrella, I can't see it.
Sorry, I didn't know you guys were doing Ram TV.
All right, our score is 3-3 now.
I'm just giving Dylan's dad a high five.
2 quick goals ties us up at 3-3. We're
to
ready
see-
for the face-off. Oriucci down low.
So 3-3. Good. Well, we're not getting ourselves in too much of a hole here to start with, so that's a good thing. Good sign for the Rams.
There's the fight. A scoop. Wilson has it.
That was number 20 for them doing the face-off. They've got a bunch of extra people doing face-offs.
Okay.
Oh,
For
loose ball
Wilson.
push.
That's a penalty.
On that face-off for Wilson, that was number 20, and that's Benjamin Spector.
Yeah, so White didn't have the ball, and Green came and pushed him and didn't have the ball, so it's called a loose ball push, and they give the possession to White.
Now, does it make a difference that he pushed him in the back or not? Or
A little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
more so. You got to come up in the front of it and try to
Okay.
box him out. You just can't push him in the back.
Okay.
And it's not a foul or technical or anybody having to sit out or having to go man down or anything like that. It's just a change of possession.
3-3 here in the second half. I'm sorry, in the second quarter. Rams with the ball. Pence behind the net. Okay, that's Pence. He starts down the middle.
Shot.
Shot wide left.
Stay on it, buddy.
Now, sometimes I notice when the ball is loose, sometimes they'll scoop it up, and then sometimes they'll scoop it up into their stick, and then sometimes they'll toss it into the air. Is that done intentionally when they're tossing it, scoop it up in the air in those crowds?
So they got to make sure that you don't. They got to make sure that they don't have the ball trapped in their net. So
Okay.
they got to make sure they can pop it out. If they
Okay.
can't pop it out, it's a turnover.
Okay.
All right, Wilson with the ball.
That's the layman's terms for it.
Okay.
Wilson with the ball. 3-3 our score.
Yeah, I think it went out of bounds. Should be Ram ball.
And let's see. I think it is. Are we? That's our crowd mic. You cannot.
Nice speed there to get around the player.
Oh, that was a
Feeds it.
soccer ball. I thought that was a flag going up in the air. There was a soccer ball on the other field.
That's our crowd mic down there, you know, and that mic has picked up many things that there's that it doesn't need to be listening to.
I'm sure there's a lot of things being said. I think last time we were out here, we had what do we have? 400 or 600 viewers. I think is what they said we had watching this last time. I think John Pence though has got it nailed being in China. I think that's probably got to be the farthest one.
Nice shot. Good block by goalie there.
Yeah, Bobby ripped that one on his left side. That was a nice left-handed rip.
Bobby Burgess with the shot, the block by Roderick, the goalie, Jesse Roderick.
Get on it. Go.
Marcus Mildenberger comes up with it.
Nice job of getting possession there. Sends it forward.
Oh, go Ronan.
There's Ronan Dooney. He
Player
already
there. We got
has
a
2
player.
goals.
Oh, Marcus
There's a
gonna
lone
let that
player
fly.
there. Nice shot. Yes.
Marcus Mildenberger nailing it.
Number 12 there.
Mildenberger, number 12, with the goal. And the Rams go back on top. They score 2 goals to get back on top.
So it's a good game we have so far.
It's a close one. It's a little
Yeah.
too close for me. I like it when the Central's got a few more scores than the other team.
4-3 our score. Central Catholic leads. We're in the second quarter.
So yeah, we still got Ryan out there doing the face-offs.
The goals, the Central Catholic goals scored so far. Dooney has 2 of the goals. Elliot DiFrancesco has 1, and Marcus Mildenberger with a goal. Rams try to move forward. That's Oriuchi with it in the middle.
Nice pass there.
So that one was a pass, and it went out of bounds. That's why it had to go to the other team.
All right, the pass out of bounds. So Wilson with the ball.
Make space.
4-3 Wilson lead. I'm sorry, Central Catholic lead.
Please.
They get their offensive players on.
You know, been a relatively clean game. No penalties, no man
The
down.
long shot there.
Ooh, goalie. Ooh. Nope. Who are they calling for the ball?
It seems to me like the games I've seen from Central Catholic this year, they've more often than not fallen behind early in a game and had to come back from that. And this game, it's the exact opposite. All right, there's a shot. It was wide left.
You know, I missed the scoreboard at Hillsborough Stadium telling us how many shots on goal.
Exactly.
That was a nice stat up there. You don't get to see that unless you're doing the book.
They also had that at OES, but it also listed saves besides shots on goal.
Oh, yes.
Wilson behind the net.
Nice, good rotations.
Keep it wide. Every now and then they'll post somebody down low for a screen.
Oh, go, Joe.
All right, Joe Henderson with the ball. Scoops it up. Sends a pass off to the side. Here come the Rams.
Good job, Joe, keeping that ball for us. He's my favorite.
Spoken like a true dad. Rams still with the ball.
Bobby Burgess got it up top, and they're moving the ball around.
Get him, go get him. Get him, get him. That's it.
All right, there's a slip on the grass, and that results in a turnover. Trojans.
Heads up, ball.
And Dylan on those shots, they haven't had somebody designated back there for Wilson. Dylan's been very close at maybe getting the possession on those shots.
Your son, Joe Henderson, 17. How tall is he?
He's 6'3", 6'3", with dripping wet, 6'3", 200 pounds.
But I've noticed a number of times he'll cut in front of the net when Wilson is moving towards there, and he makes an imposing blocker for any shots coming in there.
That's why he does it. He loves the game of lacrosse. He's very passionate about it.
It's still 4-3 here. Central Catholic with the lead. It was 2-2 at the end of one quarter. Wilson with the ball around the outside.
Well, they seem to be moving the ball a little bit better for Wilson and moving around a little bit more. I'm seeing a few more cutters this time than I saw earlier.
Wilson looks for something inside. And
go, Eric.
Rams come up with the ball, send it forward.
Oh.
Get it, get it, get it.
Wilson takes the ball back. Nice interception that time by Pence.
Oh, he's going to rip. Oh.
That's it.
Gritzmacher with it now.
And a whistle.
Timeout.
Timeout.
That was a good timeout.
Rams timeout, I believe. They were in possession.
So a nice close match we have here so far.
4-3 our score, Rams lead. It was 2-2 at the end of one. Rams with 2 more goals here in the second quarter.
They have an opportunity here to extend that to 2 goals lead if they can get a good shot off.
We are here at Delta Park. We're in the middle field. Grant and OES behind us.
Kind of nice playing under the lights again.
Well, this has a back to it, so you want it.
We started at 7. We might get done before it gets dark. I saw the weatherman is predicting 80 degrees tomorrow and Thursday.
Nice. We could use
Yeah,
that here in Oregon.
we've been talking about that in the office, you know. Who's going to stay in the office?
Yeah, and I got to be in Seattle, and I'm going to have good weather down here. Maybe it's because of me.
Can you think of anybody who has a worse reputation than weathermen now?
Oh, you know, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. They're just reporting it. Just nobody wants to listen to them anymore.
Right. Well, these timeouts now are 1 minute.
1 minute timeouts. Yeah. So, okay.
We'll see. Gotta punish him a little bit.
All right. Scott talking to one of the fans. Is that a player's mother?
That was a player's mother. So, you know, we're not sure if Kai's going to be able to make it out. I know he had a sprained ankle on the last one, but hopefully he'll get some playing time in this one.
So that's Kai Henderson's mother.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, those sprained ankles, is that a common occurrence here in lacrosse?
You know, I believe it happened in practice.
Ah, okay.
So I'm not sure if he stepped on a ball or something else happened. Usually not as much as in basketball because there's not as much jumping.
Okay.
Just a lot of running.
Rams with the ball.
They do a lot of cutting on the field, though.
Yep, a lot of cutting.
Rams lose the ball. Here come the Trojans downfield.
Oh, and Wilson calls a timeout. That was a good timeout.
Oh, okay.
Now, if he gets bumped out, is the ball goes to the other team?
Yep, if he's got possession of the ball when he steps out of bounds, he's out.
Even though there was contact made to push
Even
him
though
out?
there's contact,
Okay.
yep. He's got the ball, he's fair game.
Okay.
So another timeout, 1 minute timeout. Each team now has taken 1 timeout.
Yep, each of them got 1 timeout left for this half, and then they'll get 2 in the second half.
We must be getting close to the end of this half. They're using their timeouts. And
Yeah, this is a close game, so they don't want to let anything get too out of control.
You don't want to end games with a timeout in your pocket.
No, not if you're down.
that's a nightmare. I've
Not
done
if
it.
you're down.
I've done it once. Never again.
So it looks like we've got Grant and OES haven't started. Looks like they're going to probably have an 8 o'clock start behind us. So they're warming up and stretching and getting a workout in.
We did a Sherwood game early in the season, and I thought Sherwood looked great. And then they went into OES last week, and OES beat them 16-4. OES looked really good to me.
Now OES, Lincoln, and Jesuit are probably the 3 best teams I've seen so far this year.
All right, the team's back.
Westland, I don't know, I said Westland, Lincoln, OES, and Jesuit. Jesuit probably being in that top spot. They haven't, I don't think there's anybody that can beat them in the playoffs if they've got everybody healthy.
Both teams back out on the field. Wilson with the ball, back behind the net.
Oh, who's got the ball?
Wilson does.
No, I mean, defensively, he was kind of standing out there on an island. Nobody was on him.
Wilson working their way towards the inside. Can't get a pass off there. and send it back out. In the middle, stolen away. Nice job.
Oh, he had a hold of his helmet on that. Usually,
This is Oriuchi, number 10. He handles the face-offs most of the time. A good job fighting his way through all that poking and sticking. And
Now, you know, as an offensive player, it's okay for the offensive player to put that shoulder on a player also, right? Or is that a
you know, just like in basketball, if it's an offensive and he's
Match-
standing there,
match-
you can't run. You can't put your shoulder down and run into him.
okay?
So it'd be just like an offensive foul in basketball. But if you're running and you can try to go around them, you try to go through. You try to go around them.
Okay.
But contact can happen.
you're
So we did get a free clear on that. So we get to go to the other side of basically the 50-yard line and middle.
Joe Henderson was having a discussion with the goalie back there, giving him instructions where to be.
That was probably Dylan telling Joe, "Hey, let's make sure we bring this home."
Okay. Rams
Joe-
with the ball.
Your goalie has got to be one of your most talkative players out there to let the defense know what's open, who's out there, what's going on, so that as the other defensive players out there know what's.
Burgess with a shot. Goalie knocked it up over the net.
And that was Elliott back there that was able to secure that one. And Bobby Burgess with the score.
Nice shot.
I think that
from
was a pass
outside.
from Johnny Gritzmacher too.
Looked like that went low into the far corner there.
Burgess has a really hard shot. I've noticed him wind up and let that thing fly.
You wouldn't want to be in front of it with an unprotected part of your body if you can.
Score is now 5-3, and the Rams have reeled off 3 straight goals. They were down 3-2. Now they're up 5-3.
A few more goals would be good by me. I'd be happy with that.
We're getting close to the end of the second quarter. Here's the face-off. Different person on the face-off this time for the Rams.
Well, the Rams came out to play today. You know, they didn't let the first half kind of go. They're playing.
That was Tavish Chandler who handled the face-off for the Rams that time. Trojans down 2, 5-3.
Yeah, I know my wife's listening to this telecast, probably going, "Oh man, let's go Rams." She's with my daughter. They're playing basketball at Club Sport Oregon right now.
Oh.
With Team Fast. So this is real nice for
Shot
my
there.
wife.
Wow.
17.
That goal, that was by number 17, and that is Luke Hamilton.
That was a nice shot. That was a nice pass from behind the net out to the front. And they let it rip. I didn't think he could shoot. I thought there was enough people in the way of him.
So Hamilton with a goal for Wilson cuts the lead now to 1. It's 5-4. Now we'll go with the face-off. Tavish Chandler. And loose on the ground.
Wilson good.
He's calling his second timeout, so it must be short time over there.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll start calling out the time on the clock, and we'll be able to know what's going on there. Usually they'll call out 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute.
Unfortunately,
30 seconds.
we're all the way across the other side of the field.
And behind a fence.
We'll probably see another shot coming quickly in this possession here.
All right, it was 2-2 at the end of the first quarter. It's 5-4 now. Wilson trails by 1. Wilson did trail by 2 at 5-3.
Yeah, those last 2 goals, each team did nice outside shots there to get the ball low and into the net.
Looks like the umbrellas are going down in front of us. We get a little bit better view.
I
No
think
more
so.
rain. No more rain coming down. No wind. Out here, it's just wet, just damp, just Oregon weather.
I can see both nets now.
Central 5. Central 5, Wilson 4. Sorry, just getting the score right for you guys at home. I can't see the screen, but I heard them talking about something, so we made sure we get that right.
Here comes Wilson forward.
Oh, dropped the ball, but he did get it back.
Dropped it again.
Joe Henderson comes up with it. All right, use your speed, bud.
Taken away. And there's a shot in front. Nobody there, though. Trojans trying to get the ball to somebody in front, and there's the horn.
Wow.
That's the end of the first half.
Joe will hear about that one at halftime, I'm sure. A little wet there on the floor. Maybe he needs to get deeper spikes or something. Should talk to his parents.
Our score here at halftime, Central Catholic 5, Wilson 4. In the second quarter, Central Catholic outscored Wilson 3-2. Goals for both teams in the second half. Scoring was open. Wilson got a goal from Tyler Coleman. And then Central Catholic came right back with a goal by Ronan Dooney, and then followed that up with a goal by Marcus Mildenberger. The Trojans gave up another goal, so that the Brams had 3 goals in a row. Dooney, Mildenberger, and then Bobby Burgess. And then the last goal here in this first half, that came from Luke Hamilton of Wilson. Our score 5-4. All right, Scott, you tell me what you think so far about Central Catholic and what they need to do in the second half.
You know, a lot of the same. They got to do the same. Stay penalty free, which Wilson stayed penalty free as well. You know, there's not a lot of slashing. There's not a lot of offsides. There's not a lot of weird things happening there. So being able to play man up or man down, they're playing even. And hopefully the Rams can continue that. I think second half is going to come down to who's got the most penalties. And if there's no more penalties, I think it's going to be pretty much the same. It'll be about 10-8, I think, would be the final score if there's no penalties.
This game, in my opinion, this game has been relatively free of penalties, and both teams have been very good defensively.
Yep, the defenses of both teams have been very good. They're not giving a lot of easy shots. They're matching up really well. They're marking up really well. And again, defense is winning this game right now for both of them. In fast breaks, hopefully we'll see the Central Catholic Rams get a couple fast breaks in transition.
All right, Steve, on the other hand, what do you got to say for the Wilson Trojans for their play in the first half and what they've got to do in the second half?
Very much the same thing, good defense. And, you know, we saw there at the end of the half how they got a little bit more aggressive there and were able to get a turnover. Unfortunately, they couldn't capitalize on it. But that would have made an interesting end if they were able to get a goal. They would have been tied at the half here. But as you guys said, they're both playing good defense. The offense, I've been impressed with the offense and the different types of shots we've seen come on the offense, both inside and outside. Which lets you know in this game, you know, you got to look for scoring at any time.
I think if I had to pick a goal that stood out in the first half, I'd pick that shot by Burgess, the rocket that he fired from about 20 yards out.
You know, I agree. He whipped that thing hard, and you know, it came from the left side. You know, which we've been trying to take advantage of that because everybody wants to take away your right side shots. You know, and make sure that they've got a stick on that. But yeah, Ronan Dooney, I expect to have some shots, and Gritzmacher's been a little quiet as well. I expect to see him get a couple more shots here, and hopefully we can continue to win our face-offs, or at least be above 50% on our face-offs to continue this.
Gritzmacher is an integral part of the offense, and he's not been able to get on the board yet.
Not yet, but he will. He will. Michael's going to make sure of that. Michael out there in New York, I'm sure he's listening right now. He's rooting for his brother to get a score.
All right. We're here at Delta Park with our halftime going on right now. Our score at halftime, Central Catholic 5, Wilson 4. How important is substitutions in this game? It's not only situational substitutions, but you got to keep fresh players out there.
You've got to keep fresh players on both sides, on your offense and your defense. You know, switching, you know, get those mismatches. If the other team's got somebody out, make sure that you've got a good matchup for your team, and hopefully take advantage of of a mismatch that the other team doesn't have. Kind of like if you've got a 7-foot center and they've got a 5 guard and they're matched up in basketball, you want to take advantage of that matchup. Same thing in lacrosse. If there's a defense or offensive matchup you can take advantage of, you want to do it.
Steve, it's pretty much I describe it drizzled all day long, and the field though is wet. Has that affected the play here in the first half?
You know, we saw a couple of slips there. That may have been because of the dampness in the grass. But besides that, you know, the players seem to be running the field very well. They're making cuts, a lot of turns. You know, I don't think it's really affect their shooting too much at all. But, you know, and it's happened on both sides. You know, they're both playing on the same surface, so everything's equal.
I saw one play down here where Central Catholic turned the ball over because there had been a slip, and right near the end of the half here, one of the Central Catholic defenders fell over on the other side. So other than that, I haven't seen anybody slipping or sliding or anything like that.
Not too much. Just a couple of times we've seen it when there's been some pressure, and I think it comes when there's unexpected pressure and you make your move without really getting yourself set, and that's when you slip.
All right, you might have heard the horn there, and that's a signal for the teams to head back out onto the field.
So they've got a mandatory warm-up time where they've got to come out of their huddles and get warmed up so that they're not just coming off cold. They've got to get a mandatory 3-minute warm-up. But we got about 3 more minutes before the game kicks on.
Okay, and the purpose of that being?
Just to prevent injuries. You know, you want these kids making sure that they're taking care of their bodies, taking care of themselves, get warmed up, be fresh, and be ready to go. It's not as cold out here as it has been in the past, so that's a good thing. I don't see a lot of the kids with the spandex all the way down or the leggings all the way down or any of the outerwear and body wear.
Close to the water, a little bit of breeze, and it gets cold here.
Yeah, a breeze comes, and they're going to be wishing they had it.
It was that way last night. We got a little bit of chill. Not much rain, but chill, and we got some fog came in. But it's a really nice night out here at the park, Delta Park here. You know, we got some soccer going on in the distance. We got some ultimate frisbee with those bright shirts going on in the distance there, you know. And we got lacrosse going on in the main field here and the side field here.
Scott, you've been involved in the lacrosse community now for a while, and I think the increase of kids playing lacrosse over the last couple of years has been pretty amazing.
You know, it's a sport that competes with baseball. You know, I don't know, people like the contact sports. You know, baseball's not necessarily a contact sport. They want to be a little bit more physical and get that out there. Lacrosse is able to bring that to them. So you've got football in the fall, basketball in the winter, and lacrosse as far as that contact sport. But, you know, it hasn't gained a lot of popularity out here on the West Coast as it has on the East Coast and the Midwest.
Exactly. You people who are familiar with lacrosse a little bit, when they start to think of the great teams in the United States, they think of East Coast teams. I know, for example, Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, they're always up there in the college finals, and other teams in the East Coast. I've been talking over this year to some of the players, and when they tell me that they have scholarships to go play lacrosse somewhere, it's almost always Mississippi River East.
Yep, a lot of it is going to be on the East Coast, and even those scholarships are partial scholarships. They don't have as much money in lacrosse, so a lot of times they're still paying for their school and still having to go to lacrosse.
Now, your son is a junior?
He's a junior. He'll be a senior next year. He's been doing a little bit of the recruiting trail. He's been to a couple schools so far, and we're looking to do a couple more this summer as well.
You've been with him on those tours?
I was with him on the tours, and but it's more about him finding the right fit for himself and the right school and the right coach, the right fit, and all that fun stuff that goes along with it. So
I don't want to ask you anything in particular, but what does the school do to recruit a lacrosse player?
First thing, they're going to get a lot of film. They want to get a lot of film, especially for kids on the West Coast. It's all about film. It's getting it out on the YouTube or whatever media, getting it to the certain coaches to take a look at it, and then have the coach contact you and say, hey, we're interested in you. And then then it goes from there. Just like in basketball, where they get a lot of film. Because they're not able to travel as much because their budgets just aren't as big as some of the other major Division I schools.
I imagine when they bring a kid in, they want to try to at least show him a game.
Yep, we actually we were in Detroit a couple months ago, and right in the middle of our lacrosse season, and we went to watch a lacrosse game, and the field was great, just like this. We show up. About halfway through the first quarter, starts snowing. They were playing in the snow, you know, and it was crazy. And they still played with that white ball.
I was about to say that must be hard with that white ball.
They did not switch the ball. I ended up having to go to the car warm up at halftime, and then I came back out. It got a little cold.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, imagine trying to recruit Southern Cal kid to do that.
Yeah, right, in Detroit.
Now, there'll be some lacrosse teams there on the West Coast. You don't hear much about them because they're not a major sport, but some of the big league schools will have lacrosse teams.
All right.
Well, some of the small schools specialize.
If Eric Pence's dad is watching, there's Eric right in front of us.
Right in front, number 5. He knows that number well. Yeah,
all right. Go ahead, Scott.
I was going to say, I'll see if I can find that picture. Maybe they can show it on the camera at all. I'm not sure, but we'll see if we can find it.
All right, we're set. There's the face-off. And I believe that's Tavis Chandler. No, that was
Ryan. Yep.
Ryan Oriucci. All right. Wilson moving from our left to our right. They have the ball. 5-4, Rams lead here.
Oh, we're going to have a lot of background noise behind us. I think that game's just getting ready to start over there.
Nice pass that time. Nice. Did you see that shot? Did you see that shot?
That's crazy.
To me, it looked like he backhanded behind his back. He kind of picked it up. He was on the right side of the net, and he kind of swung it behind his back and snuck it into the goal.
Did you see who?
I wish we could see that on replay.
Did you see who it was?
Oh, I was so impressed by the shot. I couldn't believe I saw it, that I didn't catch the number of it.
I did not see the number on that, but they tied it up 5-5.
It is 5-5. We'll go back to a face-off again. This is Oriucci for the Rams on the face-off. Oh, my goodness. Look at that picture. Scott just showed us a picture of lacrosse in the snow.
There's no way.
All right. The ball kicked around. It's loose. It's picked up. Trojans have it. Here they come forward. We're even at 5. There's a shot and there's a goal.
That looked like that was number 11, the small player out here on this side of the field.
Nate Dowling, number 11, with the goal.
Is that number 11 there? I think that's number 11. No, is that or 10? Is it 10 or 11 there?
It looked to me like 11, but it's another goal. 2 quick goals to start this quarter.
A very nice feed that time into him, and he's small and low, and he kept the ball low and shot it right below the goalie there.
2 quick goals, and Wilson back in the lead at 6-5.
We'll see here who gets possession of this.
And that ball goes out.
That was unfortunate for Wilson. Good for Central, unfortunate for Wilson.
Central with the ball. Back to Henderson. Henderson to the goalie. That's Dylan Gabriel. Sends it ahead. Number 12, that's Mildenberger.
Oh, Lord.
Ball
he
up
lost it.
Oh, I think that was number 19 who scored the goal.
Okay.
19.
We'll make that change. Number 19 is Logan Sizer. So credit the last goal for Wilson to number 19, Logan Sizer.
Go, go, go.
Here come the Rams.
We'll see here if they can get back in their flow. You know, they had a good flow going into the half. Nice.
Oh, nice shot.
Nice play.
Yep. Bobby Burgess with the assist by Mildenberger on that one.
And another hard shot. I know Burgess, when he looked there, I'm sure he saw that hole in the upper right portion of the net and just drilled it in there.
Yeah, I would be scared if I was a goalie and he was only 5 feet away from me, because that's about how far he was when he shot that.
Yeah. So will we have a tie game here now?
6-6 our score.
Good quick goals here, keeping this game exciting.
Yeah, normally second half is our time, so I'm sure they weren't too happy about giving up 2 goals to Wilson there.
And good job to come back and get a goal there, because when you sort of fall behind more on a streak there, so Burgess' goal gets this game even again.
Ronan Dooney's got it. Oh,
Dooney has a couple of goals in the game already.
oh, 8. Tony Moran, there he is. He's in the game again now. That's a good sign for the Rams. He's our LSM, long stick midi. He does really good with ground balls.
Now, is there a rule on how many players can play with a long stick on a squad?
Usually most teams only play with 4. I actually have not read a rule on how many you can have.
Okay.
But on offense, it's tougher if you've got a long stick to maneuver it, because those guys can hit the stick so much farther and harder.
You can see Moran there. It's at midfield, number 8 with the long stick.
Yep, and he's going to get pushed. Oh, he got rid of that right before he got out of bounds. Nice job, number 10 for Wilson.
Here comes number 12 for Wilson in the middle.
It's good to see Tony on the field.
There
I didn't even see the ball. That was such a fast shot on that one.
You know, I didn't either. The ball was traveling so fast.
I just saw where the goalie was playing it. Saw it was outside when he reached toward there.
Hey, and Kai's back out on the field too, so I wonder if there was maybe they were late to a practice or something like that, because Kai's back out there too. So we've got the Henderson wall again, so hopefully we won't give up anything on defense going forward.
So Joe Henderson, number 17, Kai Henderson, number 18. And that ball's out of bounds. Wilson ball.
So yeah, Mildenberger had it, and then it was hit, and it went out of bounds, so it goes to Wilson.
6-6 our score here in the third quarter. They tried to get the ball in front. Overthrown. Wilson fighting to pick the ball up and down.
Tony, we missed
Nice
Tony in the
move.
first half.
Picked up by Central Catholic.
Nice fake there. There we go.
Yeah. Ronan Dooney with the
Yeah.
score. That little underhand shot. You know, as a goalie, it's tough to know where that ball's going to come from. If it's coming from down below, up high, sideways, got to be ready for it at all angles.
All right. Ronan Dooney with the goal. The score is 7-6 Central Catholic, and that's a hat trick for Ronan Dooney.
He's been putting the scores up for us. I'm expecting another one out of Bobby, and John Gritzmacher is going to get going here too, I'm sure.
So Dooney's picked up the slack. He has 3 goals. Here's the face-off. 7-6 lead for the Rams.
Looks like Ryan's got it.
He does. Ryan Wariuchi forward.
Good speed there. Oh.
A little stuck in the net on that one.
Yeah.
You know, running full speed, he got his stick up and fired the ball at the goal just wide.
Johnny's got the ball.
Oriuchi's got great speed.
Very good speed. For that frame, he can get those legs moving quick.
Yeah, what happens is he gets good acceleration. He accelerates a lot faster than the defensive player from the start, and that gives him a couple of steps on him.
There's the shot.
Another shot there.
Dooney with the quad.
There is a goal, another one for Ronan Dooney, and he has 4 goals, and now the lead is 2, 8-6. Dooney with half the goals.
So again here, both teams wasting no time getting those shots on the go and scoring here, and as we can see, you know, opportunities come when you win those face-offs.
Yeah, Ryan's doing very good at the face-offs. Again, got to have possession of the ball. We got Aiden out here on this side, and it looks like number 20 on the other side. Nick Loeffler's on the other side there.
We had 5 goals in the whole second quarter. We've had 5 goals here in about the first third of the third quarter.
Well, there's no rain. There's been no rain on the second half here, so that's been helpful for the players and the fans and the announcers.
8-6. Rams lead with the ball.
Getting a quick sub there. Bobby's on, Mark Miranda and Eric Pence, along with Gritzmacher, Elliott, and Aiden Skokin is out there on attack. Ronan's getting a quick little break.
There's nice there. Nice shot.
I told you he was going to get one. There it was.
So Central Catholic doing a good job of setting players up and getting it to the right player for shots on the go there.
All right, who was
John
that goal?
Gritzmacher scored that one. Finally got on the board.
Gritzmacher with his first goal and makes the lead now 9-6.
I like it. I like it.
And by the way, that's 4 straight goals for the Rams.
Yeah, usually the second half is our half, so.
This quarter we've had goals by Burgess, 2 by Dooney, and 1 by Gritzmacher. Here's our face-off.
Nope, Ryan didn't get that one this time. He's been doing really well at face-offs. You can't win them all.
Wilson,
although as much as you want to hopefully win them all.
a pass in front of the net, gets away, and goes out of bounds. And it'll be Rams with the ball. That's Pence.
Pence has got some good speed too.
He breaks free, he's over midfield, still has the ball.
Oh, he's going to rip it. Yep, and it's in. Eric Pence with the unassisted goal.
Oh, there.
I
call that coast to coast in basketball. What do they call that in lacrosse?
Coast to coast.
It's an unassisted goal.
There we go. The goalie got a little bit frustrated after having that one scored on him. His defense has to do a better job helping him out there.
You know, when you've got the momentum of being able to run past when the defense is standing still and you've got full speed going, it's hard to stop somebody. But somebody's got to step in front of them and make him pass it.
We talked about other players getting involved in the offense, and right here, just now, Gritzmacher scored and Pence scored.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Pam.
Happy birthday, Pam. I don't know where you're at, but happy birthday.
We're going to start taking requests next time, I guess.
Those are Central Catholic parents there.
You know, the Rams had fallen behind here with those 2 quick goals by the Trojans to start this quarter, and now the Rams have reeled off 5 straight goals, put this score 10-6.
Again, the Rams being patient, passing the ball around, looking for a shot.
There's Burgess, and there's a goal.
Burgess got another one. Nice.
Yeah.
Burgess fired that so hard. I haven't seen a shot like his.
Now Wilson's defense is going to have to pick it up. They're letting him take those shots from outside the crease there, and Central Catholic is putting it away.
(11-6) now, Central Catholic. Great third quarter for the Rams. Ball loose, picked up by the Rams.
Ryan with another one.
Oriuchi runs in, fires a shot. That goes over the goal.
Oh, and he hit him late. He shot it and he hit him late. Going to be Ram ball again.
First time we got a penalty here, huh?
I think it's just going to be, well, he might have.
He threw a flag.
Yep, he threw a flag, so he's going to be out for at least 30 seconds.
Okay.
Going to the penalty box. Let's see, is number 22.
No, number 13, Green.
Green 13. I'm
Wilson.
sorry. Right.
Wilson 13. Our guys were going off to get a sub, so now we're going to play man up.
And that in the penalty box, that's number 13, and that is Laddie Worth.
So we get 6 players to their 5.
Laddie Worth was a football player, played football for Wilson, one of the toughest kids I ever saw.
And then work it around to look inside.
Oh, God, are they going to leave him open? They didn't guard him. That's a right-handed shot, just easy. And he just shot that right in the top right corner.
That was Gritzmacher, wasn't it?
That was.
This game is getting out of hand now.
I think Michael's happy out there in New York.
7 straight goals for the
Wow.
Rams. And that's the second goal for Gritzmacher.
Yep, we're on a timeout.
Now, when you can tell me, whenever I see my team and my team players start standing flat-footed and those feet aren't moving, even if they're just up and down in place, I begin to worry about the momentum they're carrying and and the attitude they have on the field at that time.
That's 7 straight goals for the Rams, including
This is the snow game I was talking about earlier. I think they've got it up on the screen now. So the first half of this game, there was no snow on the field, laying just fine. This was out near Detroit.
And they're still playing with a white ball. That's what got me.
They still played with a white ball. It was cold and it was windy that game, but it was fun.
I got an athletic director whose sons, I think, play lacrosse in college. I'm going to see if I can get a hold of him.
All right, just so you know where we are, the second half started and it was 5-4, Rams with the lead. Then Wilson scored 2 goals to get this to 6-5. Since that time, the Rams have reeled off 7 straight goals to get this now. 12-6 is our score. Those goals coming for the Rams: Burgess, Ronan Dooney got 2, Gritzmacher got a goal, Eric Pence with a goal, Burgess with his second goal, and Gritzmacher with his second goal.
So Central Catholic has really picked it up this half. Scott said that they're a second half team, and they've kind of showed that by running off quick goals, mixing it up, getting a couple of fast break goals, coast to coast goal, outside shot goal, and doing well on the faceoffs, getting possession so they get those opportunities.
Here goes the faceoff. Ball knocked loose. That's Tavis Chandler on the faceoff now for the Rams. And the ball's still loose. Picked up. Rams still trying to pick that ball up. Now they do. And still the ball loose. That's going to go out of bounds, and it does. Scott was mentioning earlier, number 8 that was good at controlling those balls, and that was Tony Moran, and he did pick that ball up last time. Wilson with the ball. Now the Rams have it.
That's it, get in his face.
The goalie, that's Dylan Gabriel. Gabriel sends it forward. Ball loose, picked up. Gritzmacher with it. He's got 2 goals here in this quarter. Sends it out on top.
Yeah, I had to go check out the score of the OES Grant game real quick. It was it's 1-1 in the first quarter. And I guess I'm going to give a quick shout out to the Burgess family and all the Burgesses that are watching out there. That was Pam. It's her birthday today, and watching Bobby.
There was a shot. That was wide of the
way
net.
wide, yeah.
Dooney with 4 goals here for the Rams. Burgess has a couple. Dooney has a couple.
There's another open shot here, a little bit wide that time. That time to the left of the net.
Let's see. Dooney with 4 goals. Burgess with 2. Gritzmacher with 2. And 12-6 our score.
So 31, that is not Dylan Gabriel. Dylan's in the goal. So it looks like we got a jersey swap on that.
Yeah, I said Dylan Gabriel is wearing number 36.
Yeah, that's Dylan Gabriel's 36. And I'm not sure who 31 is. And it looks like Mark might have been injured as well, our other goalie, Mark Miranda. I don't see him over there, number 4 normally. Don't see him on the sidelines.
Wilson. There's a shot.
Caesar with good defense on that. He got his stick on there and made him shoot it wide.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting a little bit of frustration here on Wilson. They're taking some quick shots, not working it, looking for a better opportunity.
That defender is Cesar Rojas. Crossfield pass.
Now we
out
look
of top.
there.
Twelve to 6. God, that was a quick.
There you go.
21.
Right on, shot.
Number 21 shot that from about 15 yards out.
Jacques Raymond for Wilson.
So Wilson's trying to keep it close here, you know, coming back, answering with a go.
That was a nice high shot. Hit the top left corner. Well, it looks like we got a little sprinkle coming down on us again. Is that Tavish? It looks like we got Tavish out there.
Central Catholic's done a good job of getting possession on these faceoffs.
And Tavish is now going to take that long run out to the sub and get a sub in.
Back behind the net.
Oh, that was a psych. He didn't come. They got an advantage.
Pence with a shot. Behind the net.
So he faked the sub.
Yeah,
Tavish
he did.
ran out there, and the other defender went with him to get himself a sub, and the defender kept going. Tavish turned around, and they had a nice shot on goal there. Oh. Bobby and Grits on different pages there. Just a little errant pass.
Gritzmacher was set up, waiting for the ball, and a little wide on the pass to him. Jesse Broderick in goal for Wilson.
Oh, Tony's get.
Penetration there.
Oh, nice
Good
save.
save. Yes.
Get on him, get on him. Push him outside. Stay with him, stay with him, stay with him.
Here come the Rams forward.
That's it, buddy.
Oh,
That's a nice feed there. Just couldn't.
couldn't connect with Ronan on that one.
Nice look. Nice look.
All right, they were deciding whether that was a pass or a shot. Probably could have gone both ways, but they gave it as a shot, so that's why we were able to keep the ball for Central. Although I honestly think that was probably a pass.
I'm with you, Scott. That's what it looked like to me, too.
But you can't, if it's a shot that looks like it's going towards the goal, and even though it's wide, you know, you still got to go with it. So I think they made the right call, even though it was a pass.
Rams. Pence in front, a jump shot.
Oh, he saved it.
And Wilson comes down with the ball.
Oh, we're going to get that. Oh, wow,
nice.
they came up with that.
Yes, they did.
Get up, buddy.
He got his touch. The ref got his arm down and said, got touch.
There's a shot, and
Where did that go off of?
I think it went off the goalie.
Did that go off the goalie? I wasn't sure. Joe looked like he took that shot too. I wasn't sure if it was off him.
it was off the goalie.
All right.
And there's the horn. That is the end of the third quarter, and our score at the end of 3 is Central Catholic 12, Wilson 7. Rams outscore the Trojans in that quarter 7-3 to get this game to 12-7. We're coming up on the last quarter now.
Yeah, that was a lot of goals in that. That was a lot of goals.
10.
What was the score at halftime?
5-4 Central
5-4?
Catholic.
There's more goals scored in this quarter than the first half by that
Exactly.
team. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wow. That makes it more exciting. Time goes by a little quicker.
And keep in mind,
And the kids have more fun.
Central Catholic was 7 goals in that quarter, all in a row. What happens when you run off that many goals in a row? Is there some kind of defensive lapse, or the defensive team kind of just not as enthusiastic? Or
I don't know. I can't speak for Wilson's defense, but I know that the Central Catholic is smiling a little bit more. They get a little bit more loose. And I think as Wilson, if I was to speak for them, I think they just get a little tighter, and they, they're trying to maybe do too much, and they let too many gaps open up in the middle.
Yeah, I noticed the defense on Wilson got a little bit flat foot there, and we're standing around and not quite moving as much. The goal that they got, the 2 goals that they got, helped them pick it back up a little bit there.
what do you know about Bobby Burgess? I'm just inquisitive about that.
He's a senior.
Okay.
He's a senior. He knows how to play lacrosse, and he's a great. He's going to be missed next year. I mean, he's an integral piece of our offense. He plays midi, he plays attack, he plays all those spots you need him to play. And
does he play any other sports?
I am not aware of him playing another sport, but his sister Ella Burgess does play basketball. Plays varsity and JV basketball for Central. And,
we did her game last night. She plays lacrosse.
Yep.
She handled most of the face-offs in the first half of that game, but she sprained her ankle in the game and was taken out.
Yep, she's out for a little bit, but they expect her back, so that was a good thing. I was just talking to the dad a little bit ago and whatnot, so hopefully she'll be back. And it's nice to see Tony Moran out there, number 8, facing us here as well. We definitely need him out here.
So again, Central Catholic controls the face-off here.
Tony brings a lot of energy to the team.
And you said he fields ground balls really good. And
he just goes in, he scoops them up. It's an art form. There's definitely something to it. You just got it. You either got it or you don't. He's got it. Oh, he's gonna.
Oh, nice pass. Oh, good fake, and then puts it in.
Wow, Ronan to number 15 for us. Elliot. I don't know why I can never remember Elliot's number. I'm sorry, Elliot. I won't forget that number. You're making yourself noticeable tonight, that's for sure.
And not only that's his second goal of the game.
Yeah, that's his second goal. He's definitely going to be somebody to help us out.
Yeah. Did a nice little fake to throw the goalie off there, and then he put the ball into the goal.
Elliot DeFrancesco with his second goal.
It looks like we still have Ryan out there. And our defense usually doesn't sub out too much. We don't have a lot of deep holes out there on the team, so a lot of it, not a lot of subs happen there.
The Henderson wall out there, Kai and Joe, 17 and 18.
Get it.
Got to win that. We got to win it.
Wilson.
Push him out.
Oriuchi with a good defensive play that time.
That's where that big stick doesn't help you much there.
He was under pressure and he just
They took a timeout.
flipped the ball over the back of his head.
That's a great timeout by Coach Peck. Realizing that, hey, we have the ball, and he's probably going to get whacked or he's going to get thrown out of bounds, one or the other.
So timeout. Central Catholic. That's the first timeout of the second half.
Yes. So he's got one more timeout for the game. Wilson's still got both of theirs.
We're in the fourth quarter. We just got underway here in the fourth quarter. Our score is Central Catholic 13, Wilson 7.
Last time I checked the score of the Grant OES game, it was 1-1. But while we're in quarter, I'm going to go check, so I'm signing out for a sec.
All right. We're ready for the start of the we're in the fourth quarter. We've already had a goal. We'll have a face-off.
No, I think they're going to award the ball to Central Catholic here.
Oh, okay. I got it.
There was a timeout called.
All right. We have a goal here in the fourth quarter, and that was a Central Catholic goal by Elliot DeFrancesco.
What's up, Griff? How
Central Catholic took that timeout. Central Catholic with the ball in the white, moving from our right to our left.
Oh, there's
In
an open
front.
there. Nice pass, but high on the shot.
There was a shot that time. That shot was by Gritzmacher.
So yeah, the score of the Grant OES game behind us is 2-1 OES with 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
All right, OES in the lead in that game with Grant. Scott getting our bonus coverage there.
OES just called a timeout.
Ball behind the net. It'll be picked up by the Rams. 13-7. Rams.
And Elliott was back there to make sure it got saved by us.
DeFrancesca. Sends it out.
Good movement, moving that ball around.
Dishes off. And there's a shot.
Oh, good save by the Wilson goalie.
That's Jesse
Oh, nice
Frederick.
out too. They got a fast break.
Is that a new goalie on Wilson there?
I don't think so. Rams get back on defense.
Well, I think they called timeout behind us. That was awful loud.
Trojans with the ball behind the net. Trailing by 6. Trojans are going to have to get off some shots quickly.
So there's only been one penalty so far. It was on Wilson, and that put us up. We did get a score on that one. And Central Catholic has yet to have a penalty.
Is that unusual, go a game without a penalty?
Very unusual for both teams, or for a team to go without penalties. Last bunch of games for Central, we've had 6, 7, 8 penalties, maybe a few more. So this has been very disciplined game for Central Catholic Rams.
There's a hot shot, wide left.
Deep shot too. He was out there a ways. Oh, Caesar Rojas with the ball.
Rams come up with the ball, trying to move forward.
Caesar
Rojas
passes it over to Joe, and Joe is going to walk it up. We'll see what we can find.
Henderson sends it forward. Mildenberger in the middle and backs it back out.
And we're getting our personnel. We're taking Tony out, who's usually our defensive specialist. Getting him out, getting Marcus out, getting Bobby out. So we're going to get some new players in here to help us out.
Pence with the ball.
Oh, wow.
Moves in, shoots, blocked by the goalie.
Oh, no, he's coming around here. Blocked again.
He hit the pole. Hit the pole on that shot.
Yeah, Pence with 2 shots. One was blocked and one hit the post.
Oh, nice save by the goalie.
Goalie with a couple of nice saves there in that stretch. Here comes Wilson.
Oh, nice pass off. But unfortunately, that one did not get caught.
Forward, Eric Pence with it.
John, I hope you're enjoying this game. I wish you were here, but it's kind of fun to know that there's somebody in China watching our game tonight.
We have an international audience.
Maybe if he spread the word, we got 1 billion Chinese listening. Mildenberger lobs inside. There's a shot.
Oh,
did it go in?
Yes, he bounced it, and
bounced
came up
it in.
high. Yeah.
All right, now we have to try to figure out who 31 is.
I'm not sure. Here, I'm going to go ask. I'll be right back.
Okay. Scott's going to go check on who 31 is for us, but the goal by Central Catholic, and that puts them up 14-7.
So Central Catholic having a very good second half here.
Remember, it was 5-4 at halftime. So since then, it's been 9-3. The Rams have outscored the Trojans.
Yep.
Here's our face-off.
Again, Central Catholic wins the face-off, and that's been really the story why they get these opportunities and have been able to score so many shots here.
Well, that's a nice save by Wilson. So that's Nathan Compton, former D-pole, a turned attack with the bounce-in score, and he stepped out of bounds. He just stepped right out of bounds. Ouch.
Okay, Nathan Compton
Nathan Compton, number 31.
with a goal tonight. Here come the Rams forward.
Oh, nice pass.
That's Dylan Gabriel on the pass. Sends it forward. Mildenberger.
Waiting to get their offensive team squad on.
Tavish coming out, play the top spot. That's usually where Bobby's at. Bobby had one of those memorable games last year against Hood River.
Oh, nice move there.
Memorable games against Hood River last year. We ended up beating them at Hood River. We were down a few goals, ended up going into overtime with them with, I think it was 7 seconds on a face-off left, and we ended up scoring with 7 seconds left. Right as time expired, we scored, put it into overtime, and then scored on the next face-off and won the game. And that was all thanks to Bobby on that one.
Exciting game. This game is 14-7 Central Catholic. Wilson with the ball. Now picked up by the Rams. And to the goalie, that's Dylan Gabriel.
I've noticed they haven't been challenging Joe on defense very often either. They're choosing to go after some of the other teammates.
Again, he's a happy player there. Number 31.
Compton doing the dance.
Yes.
He's doing the happy dance, saying hello. That's my second goal of the night.
and he jumped up to put that ball in the net. It came in. He was standing right off to the side of the right post. He jumped up and just put the ball past the goalie. His second straight goal makes our score 15-7.
15-7. Nice game so far for Central Catholic Rams. And we're trying to figure out what the score of the Grant OES game is. Still 2-1. 2-1 at halftime.
All right, our score here, 15-7. Central Catholic over Wilson. Face-off coming up. That's 2 goals in a row.
That's why one of the reasons why Central Catholic is up so much.
And you know what? Compton just missed the hat trick.
Yep.
He almost had it. That was a beautiful pass by Ryan.
Oriucci on the pass to Compton standing in front, and he powered the ball. Didn't get in the net, though. And so
a little bit too close to the goalie that time.
That may not be
that's a big body down there to have to cover that.
Exactly.
Know where the ball's coming from, too.
And he may still have a chance for a hat trick tonight.
He could get a hat trick. I'm hoping maybe, that's Elliott had the ball. Ronan's got it.
Ronan Dooney has 4 goals in the game. Blocked by the goalie way up in the air, and the Rams come back with it. Send it out on top.
Tavish has got it.
Tavish Chandler.
Here it is
inside.
again. Oh, goalie's there.
They're trying to get the ball now inside
Yeah.
to Nathan Compton. They got it to him again, and he got a shot off right in front of the goalie.
Oh, we almost leaped on, got that one.
That's a big, big guy to try to block.
Tony Moran on defense there. Good to have him back in the second half. I think that's been a huge change, having Tony and having Kai back in the rotation here.
Go!
Oh, Joe came across to make sure that the offensive player couldn't get that one done, and then also a nice save by Dylan.
You know, there's two aspects of the second half here. Not only have the Rams scored 10 goals, they've only given up 3.
You know, the other thing is they're only giving them up one shot. They're not giving them multiple shots. Tony Moran, nice. Not very often does he get a chance to score on the offensive side. He just put one down to say hello to my long stick.
Tony Moran with the goal, 16-7, our score.
You're running out of paper there.
I'm at the bottom of my paper. Can't have any more goals in this game because I don't have any room.
That's not going to be the case.
16-7, Rams lead.
Tavish, Ryan. Ryan's doing the face-off. Tavish is close to our side here.
Ryan Oriucci on the face-off. You got a number out there that there's no name for?
Yeah, we don't have 13's name on the list that we were given by Central.
And I got that just before the game, so
we're going to see some different. We're going to see some different numbers with the score being where it's at. We'll see some different players giving them an opportunity.
Oh, he's got a nice
play.
break here.
We got a 4-on-3, 1 pass, 2 pass, shot.
that was Joe Henderson who had moved forward from defense right in front of the net.
That was fun. Nice job, Joe. Fun to see him run.
16-7, Central Catholic. They led 5-4 at halftime. And there's a pass.
Oh,
Almost
Eric.
Loose
intercepted,
on the
but picked
ground.
up.
That's Pence.
Never know which way he's going to go.
There he goes, nice.
You don't want to challenge him too far out there.
Pence
He's
with a
got some
shot.
wheels.
Blocked by the goalie. Goalie for Wilson, even though he's given up 16 goals, has done a nice job here at times.
Just looking at Wilson versus Central Catholic, I definitely say we're bigger than they are.
Scott, where is the Wilson goalie? Oh, there he is.
He's back there.
He had come forward quite a bit. There's a flag.
I think he was in the crease that time, huh?
He was close. He was close. I think we're going to go man up again.
Rams fans have had an exciting evening. They watched 16 goals.
It looks like there might be a few more to come still.
16-7 our score. We're in the fourth quarter. A second half dominated by the Rams.
They've normally been a second half team, so that's been good to be here, but I'm going to guess that it's going to be kind of short time here because we're not taking too much advantage of them. We got to probably keep it in the box, but
The Rams have scored over twice as many goals as they had in the first half here in the second. Burgess with the ball. And that's the horn. That's the end of this game.
wow, that was fast.
Our final score here at Delta Park, Central Catholic 16, Wilson 7. Scott, final comments tonight?
You know, the offense really came into their own, but one of the things that happened in the second half is, you know, the defense for the Rams gave up one shot at a time. They didn't give up multiple shots. I think that was good. You know, Kai, Joseph Henderson, and Cesar Rojas really just saying, hey, we're not going to let you get more than one shot. You're not going to get anything easy. And then having Tony back in there too really helped with our defense and solidifying that. So good to see the Rams come together and have a nice victory here tonight.
What's up for the Rams next?
We've got OES on Tuesday. So the team's right behind us. They're coming out of halftime here. That's the team we're going to be playing here. So I'm sure Josh is going to be watching it.
You're going to go over and scout?
Oh, I'll probably watch a little bit of it just to admire a little bit of lacrosse. It's always good lacrosse to watch Grant and OES go at it.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight, and thanks for your expert commentary, and turned out great for your Central Catholic Rams and your son, Joe Henderson.
Hey, you know what? It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch. It was a good game. You know, that first half, was a little scary for me. I was wondering, 5-4, I think was the score at halftime.
It was.
But it was fun to see them rattle off. What did they have, like 7 in a row there in the second half, where they just went, hey, we're going to dominate the second half. You don't have a chance.
Not 7 in a row in the second half, 7 in a row in the third quarter.
Third quarter.
All right, Steve, your final comments tonight.
Pretty much the same. Wilson did a good job of keeping it close that first half, keeping it entertaining and playing hard. But, Central Catholic came out that third quarter there and just dominated and got the score up to a comfortable lead and continued to be comfortable with it. I think Wilson let down a little bit after that lead came up, but they came back, scored a couple of goals, to keep the game interesting. But again, Central Catholic, just too much for them that second half.
All right, I want to remind everybody you can join us Friday night at 5 o'clock from Lake Ridge High School. We'll have the Lake Ridge Pacer baseball game for you. I'll be there. Tune in and catch the audio of the Pacers baseball game. I want to thank everybody here tonight, the people at both Central Catholic and Wilson, their assistants before we got the game started. Our crew tonight on the camera, the guru of the gizmos, Jim Thompson. Alba Myers working the sound for us. My broadcast partners tonight, Steve Roberts, Scott Henderson. At Delta Park, I'm Dave Hall. Our final score tonight in boys lacrosse, Central Catholic 16, Wilson 7. Good night, everybody.